welcome back to my channel, you know. Like, I was thinking, you know, like, you guys, do you like to travel? I really don't like traveling. Even if I never traveled before, you know. I did do trips to places, you know, like Orlando, I think Legoland, Busch Gardens, Islands of Adventures, and so on, you know. But like, I mean, like, getting out of travel. Do you travel on train? Or do you use plane? Or you use your car, you know, to travel? How do you travel, you know? Did I ever went on a boat? Yes, I did. I remember, guys. I told you. I went. It's like a, what's that called? A yacht. That's what they call it. Because it's a smaller version of a ship, you know. So I went on a yacht. I went on a train, you know. And those are the only things I used to travel. Oh, I still got my my train picture, you know. I think I should put a little picture of my train picture, you know. I had it. I think it's gonna be due to 2020, you know, just like my license, you know. But yeah, I did train. It was cool, you know, just watching like it. Some people say train goes slow. I'm gonna tell you right now, trains do not go slow, you know. They pick up their pace, you know, but they don't go slow, you know. So I did a plane before. I don't think I even went out of the country of like driving myself away to a different country. What else you can use to travel, you know, with? I'm not too sure. I think that's the only ones you have. Plane, car, train, and boat, you know. I think those are the only ones. So yeah. You guys, how do you travel, you guys? Like, I want to know, like, do you travel with a plane? And how was your experience to going on a plane, you know? I never been on a plane, you know. Maybe because I think the plane is going to crash. I'm not too sure. Or sometimes, I don't know how or why I went on, like, the yacht, you know, because I knew I didn't know to swim. And I always think that ships or any kind of, like, boats can, like, crash or sink. I always had that in my back of my mind, you know, like, what am I doing on this yacht, you know? I can't swim, and I feel safe. It will be like almost like the Titanic, you know? I love that movie, guys. Just, yeah. Yeah. Or, like, did I ever have second thoughts going on a train? Kind of, because you see a lot of, like, cars crashing into, like, trains and stuff like that, you know? People getting hurt, you know? So it was me and these group of people, right? That never went on, like, a train, right? And that would be my first time going on a train as well, you know. And to go to I don't know how you explain it, you know. It was like a science museum, you know. That's how I can put it, you know. So we was taking the train to go to a science museum, and it was so cool, you know, like learning. I love science, guys. Don't get me wrong, I love science. So I was really happy to go to a science museum, you know, and learn more things about science, you know. So we went, right, and we got there, and it was so many things to learn about, you know. How your body can turn to one side when you're spinning. Like, if someone's spinning you around, like, in circles on this thing there, you go to one side. You go to the side, or you go to the opposite side, you know. You don't stand up straight. And it was like a little thing that you just stand up straight, and it's like a buckle, so you don't fall off of it, you know. So I guess they predict that you will go to the left or the right to stand or lay, you know. But the belt is holding you so you won't fall out, you know. So that was cool, you know, learning about how, like, if you get spins, where do you turn, you know? You could be the left or the right. You don't stand up straight. That's so weird. And there was some other stuff, like they had like turtles in the water, you know. And one of the turtles reminded me of my turtle. His real name, I'm going to tell you right now, like, it's not Pee-wee, you know. That's a nickname. Kiwi Pee-wee is a nickname, guys. His real name is Nathaniel, you know. My sister think of that name, you know. And I guess I kept it, you know. That's why when you see me, like on my videos, you know, I'll be like, like calling him Pee-wee, you know. And if you didn't know, Pee-wee Kiwi is not his real name. It's just a nickname, you know. So yeah. So this turtle reminds me of Pee-wee Kiwi, you know. And I was like, wow, he's like swimming, but it was a sea turtle, you know. And it was some dolphins. Actually, it was not no dolphins. It was penguins. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot to tell you guys. I love penguins. Like, that's my favorite animal. If I wanted to be an animal, it would be a penguin. Like, for my tablet, it have a little penguin when it's like start up, you know. And I always think of that penguin will be me, you know. That is my favorite, like, animal and such, you know. I'm not really, I like looking at, like, butterflies, but if they get too close, they look too creepy to me, you know, their little beady eyes and all the little colors on them. But I like looking at them in pictures, you know. That's so weird about how I am, you know. I love all animals in, like, pictures and such, you know, and real life, except snakes and spiders. I think those are the two ones I don't really like looking at in real life. Like, if it's like a wall and I could see them, then I'll be okay. But if they like in front of me, oh, I remember this one time, right? I was in elementary, right? And I think it was the second elementary. I think it was Plantation Elementary, you know. And it was like doing a show and tell, right? And it was these people who work with animals, you know. And they came and they was like showing us all different animals, you know, like not lions or anything. I'm not too sure if there was lions, but the most thing I remember was a snake. It was like a boa constrictor, you know. I think it was like 20 foot long, you know. And it was like telling us to touch them, all different kind of animals, and tell you how it feels and how the skin is, and if it's like moist and all these other stuff, right? So when they brought that snake, I hide under the table. Let me tell you where we was, you know. We was in the cafeteria, you know, and it was like those little chairs, and then you sit, and then you have no thing to like hold your back, right? So I was sitting on there, right, and it was like all the kids like like a line, right, and was sitting. And he was like going around the corner and making us touch it, you know. When the snake came out, I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to touch his. They say don't touch his head because it will just get scared and like tacky, you know. So we only supposed to touch their belly, you know, or something like that, right? And I didn't really want to touch the snake, you know. So I hide under the chair, you know, until they left with the snake, you know. And then it was the spider and such, and they was telling me like what kind of spider it was and what kind of boa constrictor it was, what kind of alligator. It was a baby alligator, you know. And they were showing us that. I did touch his eye, you know, but he winked, you know. They had the little thing there over his mouth just in case if he was like gonna like attack or something like that. But yeah, I like looking at all these animals. Like, it's so cool, just all the animals, the way you can just learn so much about these animals, you know. It's so cool, like the name and what they call them, you know. Like a male animal is different name than the female animal. I did not even know that. That's so cool. Like, you just can just like learn things as you go in a life, you know. Pretty cool, right? But yeah, like all these other stuff, it was like so crazy, you know, just thinking about it, you know. And we did stay there at the amusement science amusement park, you know. And we ate there, you know, and they wanted the group wanted like Subway, you know, and that girl wanted to copy one of the aides, you know, and get a Subway, right? And come to find out she didn't have that money, you know. Anywho, so we came out, and then we had to go back on the train to go back to the to the destination we came from, right? And at the time we was going there, we was on the bottom of the train, you know, like it's like 2 stories of the train, you know. It's a top and a middle. I mean, it's a top and a bottom, right? We was on the bottom, and then I was like, you know what? Let's go to the top, right? Because I want to know what the top looked like, right? So I went up to the top, and this lady, she came, and I guess she was like, I think it was administrator or something. I think it was a school, but it was a technical school for McFadder and Sheridan and the other one, right? And I was like, you know what? Let me go ask this lady, can I have one of her paper, you know, and I can go there eventually, you know. And it was pretty cool. Like and subscribe, turn your notification on. Bye.